You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Monday, May 18th. I'm Maria Lizignoli.
I'm Johnny Connor. Thanks for listening and watching Four Things to Know.
Our first thing to know today, Minnesota lawmakers crossed the finish line at the state capitol just before midnight. They made major deals on hospital funding, infrastructure, and fraud prevention. But even with bipartisan agreements in place, the final hours were anything but smooth. Our Barrett Leone has more from the state capitol with what lawmakers got done and what got left behind.
The debate may be over, but both the House and Senate are in session again today, this time celebrating retirements and reflecting on the accomplishments made this session. Lawmakers, though, took it down to the wire last night, not voting on some of the bigger bills until the final hours before deadline. Now, one of the bigger deals last night, a rescue package for Hennepin County Medical Center and other struggling hospitals. Lawmakers approved more than $200 million for HCMC, plus a long-term stabilization fund for hospitals statewide. This was a top priority for Democrats. Republicans are highlighting a new Office of Inspector General and tougher anti-fraud measures. Both sides of the aisle highlighting wins on affordability for Minnesotans. Lawmakers passed a $1.2 billion bonding bill, property tax relief for hundreds of thousands of homeowners, and a rollback of vehicle tab fees to 2022 levels. Senate DFL leader Aaron Murphy called the session difficult, but says lawmakers delivered on kitchen table issues.
If we reach a good conclusion, not bipartisan, if we reach a good conclusion for the people of Minnesota, we get an A. We should get an A for that, and I'm happy to do that with my Republican colleagues. There's many things that I'm frustrated about and many things got left behind, but I think we've done a good job, a fair deal for the people of Minnesota. I'm really proud of what we have accomplished. It's been a really difficult session, but I think about all that we have done for the people, and in 3 months' time, we did important work for the people.
GOP House Speaker Lisa Demuth also called this session a win for Minnesota. In a statement, she said Minnesotans will see real relief and real action against fraudsters. Of course, not everything made it across the finish line. For instance, no state-issued ICE regulations and no gun reform package. This despite heavy pressure from advocates and shooting victims. Coming up next is campaigning for lawmakers. The entire House and Senate is up for re-election come November.
Number 2 today, a big announcement regarding charges in a January ICE shooting in Minneapolis. A federal officer faces charges in connection with a shooting in North Minneapolis that left a man wounded. Christian Castro faces 4 counts of second-degree assault and 1 count of falsely reporting a crime. An ICE agent shot Julio Cesar Sosa Solis, who's a Venezuelan national. That happened January 14th near North 6th Street and North 24th Avenue. We heard from Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty on those charges today.
The bullet punched through the front door and struck Mr. Sosa Solis's leg before traveling through a closet and lodging in the wall of a child's bedroom. Mr. Castro was not under any physical threat when he fired his weapon or even beforehand.
Number 3. This week marks a somber milestone for a young life lost too soon. 6-year-old Aniya Allen was shot and killed 5 years ago this week. Her death came during a string of shootings that claimed the life of 12-year-old Trinity Ottoson Smith and severely wounded 10-year-old LaDavion Garrett Jr. Aniya was hit by a stray bullet near 36th and Penn in North Minneapolis in May of 2021. The shooter has not been found. But earlier this year, a man connected to the gun that was used in that shooting was sentenced on federal straw purchasing charges. Still, year after year, loved ones like her grandfather, K.G. Wilson, leave stuffed animals and balloons near her picture and call for someone to come forward.
I cannot believe that human beings can hold in a secret of somebody who shoots or kills an innocent child. So much grief and so much anger still, but I decided to, instead of just sit with it, channel it into something positive and productive.
Right now, there is a $180,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest and conviction in Aniya's case. An Angelversary celebration is happening at 4:30 this afternoon at Lakewood Cemetery, and everyone is invited.
Number 4 today, Governor Tim Walz has declared an emergency and mobilized the Minnesota National Guard to battle wildfires in parts of northern Minnesota. And right now, Walz is in Two Harbors touring the area where the Stewart Trail fire is still burning. The latest update on the Flanders fire in Brainerd Lakes area is that 1,600 acres have been burned and it's only 20% contained. Highway 61 is the main road up by Minnesota's North Shore, and that remains closed due to this wildfire. Residents between Two Harbors and Castle Danger were evacuated as flames moved through wooded areas filled with cabins, homes, and resorts. Now, that fire has charred 355 acres, but it is now 62% contained. And near the Flanders fire this weekend, smoke and flames consumed the sky along Highway 11 in the Brainerd Lakes area. Planes were also seen dropping water from above. And new today, the St. Louis County Sheriff says they've made an arrest after one of the planes fighting the fires was hit by a bullet. Investigators developed a lead to a 48-year-old man from Orr, Minnesota. And during a search of his property, several firearms as well as ammunition were seized. Now, that plane did land safely, and the pilot was thankfully not hurt. And authorities do want to remind the public that interfering with firefighting aircraft puts pilots, firefighters, and the public at significant risk. Now, we will, of course, continue to follow the latest with these fires. But, Maria, we also saw a lot of wildfires happening last year, and they have not gotten to that point last year as big as they were.
We know the Jenkins fire last year covered 16,000 acres of land, and the Flanders fire, which is the biggest one we're seeing right now, is 1,600. So thankfully not as big as last year, but yes, wildfire season is just beginning.
Hopefully we get some more rain to help that out. So let's get a check-in on our next weather forecast.
Hi, I'm next weather meteorologist Lisa Meadows. Looking at our forecast tonight, we're down to 48. Also bring in some showers and storms overnight, drying out tomorrow, with tomorrow's high on the cooler side, high of only 58.
And now, here's more to know.
The man accused in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was in court today. Luigi Mangione heard a judge's ruling on evidence in the trial for the 2024 murder. The judge said he will allow prosecutors to use a gun and notebook as evidence. Defense attorneys had argued that the items seized were seized illegally before a search warrant was obtained. Mangione's New York State murder trial is set to begin on September 8th. A federal trial is scheduled for November. The 28-year-old Luigi Mangione has pleaded not guilty in both cases.
A Minnesota man is recovering after investigators say he was accidentally shot while driving in Meeker County. Authorities say 78-year-old James Poirot of Sherburne suffered a gunshot wound to the face Friday while driving on Highway 4 near Union Grove Township. Deputies provided medical aid before he was airlifted to HCMC with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators believe someone was target shooting on a private property when an errant round struck the vehicle. The case remains under investigation.
Minnesota's top prosecutor is warning some property owners that sex trafficking could be happening under their roofs. Attorney General Keith Ellison sent letters to 9 commercial landlords across the metro, alerting them that their tenants may be running massage businesses that engage in prostitution. The letter claims the business's phone number appears more than once on a commercial sex website. That's one of the red flags Ellison says investigators look for. Others include later than normal operating hours, private entrances, covered windows, evidence women are living there like makeshift kittens, and clientele that's almost exclusively men. The letters ask the landlords to respond within 10 days to cooperate with the state's investigation.
Now to a story that's happening tomorrow. It'll be a town hall for those living in the West 7th neighborhood of St. Paul. That's right near Grand Casino Arena. Now, the meeting will focus on community safety and election security. It's hosted by the West 7th Gardeners of Resistance, and panel speakers include St. Paul Police Chief Axel Henry, Mayor Kali Herr, and Ramsey County Attorney John Choi. Now, tomorrow's meeting, it starts at 5 o'clock. You will need to RSVP online if you'd like to go, and from that RSVP, you can find out the location.
All right, Johnny, big news when it comes to sports today.
Huge news today. The Vikings are going to host the NFL draft in 2028. So a couple years out, but Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer has reported that, and ESPN's Adam Schefter as well. WCCO has not confirmed it yet, but we do expect that to happen. So that's pretty exciting. And you're wearing purple today, so it's kind of meant to be.
There we go. Purple for the Vikings to host the draft. Yeah, we know that last March, Minnesota Sports and Events, as well as the Vikings and U.S. Bank, put in that bid to host for 2028. And this will be the first time Minnesota will host the draft.
Yeah, it will be. And city leaders, they expect it to bring in about $200 million in revenue to the city. So, I mean, it's a huge deal. If you've seen it on TV before, hundreds of thousands of people attend it. Now, we haven't really heard if it's going to be inside U.S. Bank Stadium or where exactly they're going to do it. But, yeah, it'll be fun.
And I know it's usually, we don't know the exact date, but usually late April.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I'm sure they're hoping for good weather, because when we hosted the Super Bowl, it was definitely some frigid temperatures for people who are not used to Minnesota weather.
It was so cold. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a Super Bowl anytime soon, but this will be better, hopefully, in that regards.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Let's also keep going on. Let's get to baseball. The Houston Astros, they're in town at Target Field tonight, facing the Twins for a 3-game series. Now, right now, the Twins record, Maria, 21-26, so not great. 5 games under 500.
Okay.
They're 10th in the American League right now. A lot of work to do, but, I mean, first pitch at 6:40. There's a lot of season left, though, if we're going to be optimistic.
Absolutely.
And it's been a while since we talked about the Twins.
I'll throw them in there every so often. Come on.
And last thing in sports, the Lynx, they lost last night to Chicago, so they're 2-2 to start their season. Now they will be back in action at Target Center in Minneapolis Thursday night. They host Toronto, the Tempo, who just got a new team, I think, right? That's their first year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, we still have a lot of season left here as well for the Lynx.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
A 63-year-old blind man put on 63 miles this weekend in hope of inspiring action.
Those are the people who are not seeing, but yet a blind person can walk 60 miles and see what's going on and see that they need help.
Wow. Powerful statement from Carl Nimis. He's from Bloomington, and he started walking at noon on Saturday. He began in Hudson and followed Highway 13 to New Prague. He reached his goal just after 4 a.m. Sunday. You see, Carl is raising money and awareness for Good in the Hood, which provides critical foot care for people struggling with homelessness.
Way to go, Carl. I mean, it's always cool to see people, standing up for, what they believe in and trying to raise money and make more people aware. And that's a big challenge. 63 miles,
As a blind person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is incredible. And what a powerful statement to
Totally.
say, he can't even see, yet he knows that there are people out there that need his help, and he's doing it.
Absolutely. And you got to know they appreciate that, right?
You can hear more about this story on our website, WCCO.com, and I encourage you to do so. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us here on 4 Things to Know. With Johnny Connor, I'm Maria Lizignoli, and we're here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Love podcasts? Love Minnesota?
Check out the WCCO podcast studio lineup.
Hear the top stories of the day with 4 Things to Know.
Discover top female athletes and teams from around the state on women in sports.
Dive into stories about faith and belief, from your local leaders to your neighbors next door, with Bigger Than Belief.
Stay in the know on the go with the WCCO Podcast Studio. Go to WCCO.com/podcasts.